Hello Aries, and welcome to Embrace the Moon Tarot and your new moon reading for October. I apologize for not getting a monthly tarot scope for you this month, but I had some family medical issues that cropped up that I had to tend to, and I don't want to go the whole month without giving you anything, so I'm going to give you a new moon reading. So the new moon this month of October is going to be in Libra, which is about balance. So I'm going to do a reading on what sort of energy is going to be available to you that you can utilize to help bring balance into your life, what it is that you need to release to create space, to allow that to come into, that vibration come into your life, and what it is that you need to focus on. So let's go ahead and begin. Decisions. That's what's going to be available to you. What you need to release and what you need to focus on. So as the new moon comes upon you and you start the new moon cycle, you are going to have some decisions that are going to come up in your life that is going to lead you in a new direction one way or the other, or lead you in a direction that's going to open up some of the things that you've been working on personally, a direction that you've been trying to go, but you feel like you kept coming against a closed door, and you just feel like you keep coming up against a brick wall. The new moon, the new moon comes and you go into the new cycle of the new moon. So not just on Thursday when the new moon is, but those days that are following that week or so that's following that, you're going to come up against some decisions that finally, all of those closed doors that you have keep coming up against, you're going to understand why those doors were closed, because you're finally going to come up to a door that's going to be open to you, and you're going to be able to follow through with some decisions that you've been wanting to follow through, and you're going to finally have that open up to you and not feel like that. You're going to feel like that brick wall is finally gone. You finally have walked around the brick wall. You finally come onto that door that is open. So that frustration that you've been coming up against previously, and like I said, I feel that you've been trying to make decisions that are going to progress you into a direction that you feel you've been wanting to go. But every time you felt like you could do something, you could manifest something, that you were on a decision that was going to lead you on the right path, you've always come up either against a brick wall or a closed door. And that's going to change for you with the beginning of the new cycle. So, decisions, finally some open doors, finally no longer a brick wall. So what do you need to do that is going to create space for this decision? What do you need to do that is going to allow you to come across this open door, to finally get past or around this brick wall? And we have the Skull of Light, illumination. And you need to let go of some of these predetermined ideas and concepts that you already have regarding the situation. So you've been trying too hard to control the direction, control the path, which is why those closed doors were always so frustrating for you, because you perceived that that was the door you were supposed to go through. And you base that perception on some of personal understanding that you have of the situation that has actually not allowed you to see it from a broader prospect or broader stage, a broader perspective. So this illumination that you thought that you've had regarding the situation, the light that you thought that gave you the epiphany whenever you had it, you've kind of zeroed in on it and you've not allowed it to shine as brightly and as far as it could. You've kind of narrowed your perception from this one epiphany or moment of illumination that you had, but you didn't allow it to grow. You didn't allow it to spread. You didn't allow it to broaden out so you could see the broader picture. So you could see that down the hallway, past all the closed door, there was an open door that you could get to eventually. And that's what you have to let go. You have to let go of this perceived illumination, this perceived moment of epiphany and what you had with it. It's not that it's entirely not giving to you, because you were on the right road. The epiphany was leading you down the right direction. That moment of illumination was the illumination that you were supposed to be getting. But what you need to release is how much you're clinging to it and you're actually making it narrow instead of allowing it to burn brighter. So let go of the grasp that you have on it so it can grow, so that it can illuminate more of the picture for you, so it can illuminate more of the pathway, so it can illuminate the direction past the closed doors to that open door. What you need to focus on and what is going to give you strength, we have the lamp, remembrance. And I feel like this is letting me know that there's a moment in time where you had this little, it was a spark, and it was such a low lighted spark that it has been kind of pushed back in the recesses of your mind past the illumination that you have, that you've been kind of focusing on. So there's a moment in time that there was, the word warmth comes to mind. So as you're dealing with whatever it is that you're dealing with, there's a forgotten moment that you felt nestled in, that felt at home. And I'm not talking the physical place. I'm not speaking about, your home where your family is and where your belongings are, or whatever the case may be, where you live, where you reside. I'm talking about that deep internal moment. And you could have been home. You could have been with someone specific. But there was this moment that you had, and I feel it was within the last 3 weeks. There was a moment that you felt really at home internally, like it felt warm, it felt good. And when you experienced, you actually thought, if I could have this moment more often, I know I could be at peace. I know that everything else in life could fall into place. And you've kind of forgotten whatever it was that brought on that experience. You've kind of forgotten that particular moment, and you're supposed to remember it, because that's going to add to the illumination and broaden the control that you've kind of closed because of this epiphany that you've kind of focused on too heavily. You have managed to forget, and this is kind of gone in the wayside, and you need to focus on this to relight it, to try to re-experience it in a way that it adds to the illumination, so that you can broaden the perspective and get down to that point where you are coming to the decisions that are leading you into the future that you've been desiring, and you'll finally reach those open doors and no longer the closed doors. All right, I hope you guys have a blessed new moon. This is all I have for you, but I hope it gives you what you need to take you in the direction that you need to go. And hopefully I will see you in November. Until then, happy October.